Do you have a habit of expressing love with food? If so, stay tuned to explore that behavior and learn 4 healthier ways to express your feelings. A couple of weeks ago, my husband and I went to visit my dad and his girlfriend to celebrate the Thanksgiving holidays. And shortly after I got there, my dad said to me, "Shelly, I got some gourmet caramels just for you." I love gourmet caramels. And it's something my dad and I have done throughout the years. We always are giving each other gourmet caramels. I suspected that this stems back to the fact that my grandma Dorothy, his mom, used to make gourmet caramels when she was still with us. So we probably have a lot of emotions tied to that. But I realized, I think it's more than just that. I think my dad and I use these caramels as a way of expressing our love and affection to each other. And it's really not surprising because if you think about it, we live in a society where anything important is surrounded by food. You know, things like events that really show our love, like getting married, we've got wedding cake, intimate holiday gatherings for the family, you know, all the desserts, the pies, the cookies, and whatnot. And we do it with gifts too. If it's someone's birthday or if it's Christmas, how many times have you given someone food as a gift, right? If you stop and think about it, this is really messed up, warped thinking. I mean, sure, it feels really good to give or get a gift of food because our first thought is, oh my gosh, this was so nice. This person was thinking about me. I feel really special. And let's face it, it often feels good when we eat it too, because these foods, they taste so good and they trigger certain chemicals in our body that make us feel good, that make us happy, at least temporarily. But what we're really doing is somewhat toxic because these types of foods are what you call hyperpalatable foods. And what that means is they've got a combination of sugar, carbs, fat, and sodium that create addiction. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not opposed to indulging. I do it plenty myself. But the difference is when you're giving it as a gift, it's unhealthy foods that that person probably wouldn't have otherwise eaten, but now it's sitting in front of them and they're tempted to indulge. And so in a way, by giving gifts of unhealthy food, we're saying to people, here you go, have a few extra pounds on the scale. Here you go, let me help you elevate your blood sugar levels. Here you go, let me contribute to your heart disease. Or here you go, let me feed your cancer. What really, really alarmed me as I realized, oh my gosh, I have a 12-year-old niece who is the absolute light of my life. And I have been giving her gifts of food constantly. I mean, every Christmas holiday, along with the other gifts I give her stocking stuffers of chocolate or gummy candies. And if she's promoted from one grade to another, or if she makes the cheer squad or whatever it may be, I send her a gift like, oh, here's a package of cookies from this little cookie company or whatever it is. So often I'm gifting her food thinking, oh, I love her, I'm showing her love, but I'm really not doing anything helpful for her. So I made a decision. I am no longer giving food as gifts, not to my niece, not to my dad, not to anyone. Now, if you're like me and you're in the same boat, let me share with you 4 different ways that don't involve food that you can share your love and affection for people you care about. One way is to create a memorable experience. You know, in my book, creating experiences go a lot further than any tangible gift can. You know, I mentioned that niece of mine who I absolutely adore. And we live on opposite sides of the country, so we don't get to see each other as often as we would like. So every time we do, I try to create a memorable experience. It can be something like going and having a mani and pedi. It can be going to a theme park. It can be doing something together, anything. And it doesn't have to be something that costs money. You can go outside and play in the leaves or go have a picnic. You can play a game of cards or chess. but create experiences. They're going to be much more meaningful than a piece of chocolate or a cookie could ever be. A second way to show your affection is to make something. I've mentioned that niece of mine a couple times already. And, kids, they're always making you stuff. Maybe it's in class or whatever. But let me tell you something. I have stuff that my niece has made me all throughout my house. I have rocks she's painted. I have pictures hanging that she drew. And every time I look at them, I feel so special and I feel so loved. And here's another one. One year, many years ago, I made for my mom a memory book for Mother's Day. And so I made this little book. I put pictures in it. And next to each picture, I wrote out my memory of what was happening as we took that picture and what that moment meant to me. And let me tell you, not a year goes by that my mom doesn't stop and say, Shelley, I was looking through that memory book that you made me again. And oh my gosh, that is just the most wonderful gift. And every time I look through it, it just makes me so happy and it makes me feel very special. So think about making something. It comes from the heart. It shows that you've taken time and been creative to create a one-of-a-kind thing that shows that person just how much you care. That goes way further than a piece of chocolate or a cookie, let me tell you. The third option is to give a non-food gift. Just to give you an example, last night I went to a party and I'm the type of person, I hate to show up at a party empty-handed. So a lot of times I would bring some sort of food offering. Well, instead, last night when I went to this party, I brought a really nice orchid plant. I mean, how cool is that? Rather than something that's going to be devoured that night, there's a plant that my friend can look at for weeks, months, hopefully years to come, and hopefully it'll make them feel special, like, oh my gosh, that's from Shelley. That was really nice of her to think of me. And non-food gifts don't have to be tangible things. They can be actions too. What's that saying? Actions speak louder than words. Well, sometimes they can speak a lot louder than gifts too. So like in that party example I gave, another option, I could have called beforehand and said, hey, do you want me to show up early and help you set up or help you prep for the party? Or I could have offered to, hey, how about I stay after and help you clean up? I know how much work that can be after a party. Or it could be helping out during the party too. Hey, do you want to have me help serve hors d'oeuvres? Is there anything I can do? So there are so many other gifts you can get that are non-food items. Number 4, use your words. Don't forget, just telling someone how much you love them or how much you care for them goes much further than any tangible gift or any food item ever could. So often we forget to tell the people we care about the most just how much they mean to us. Or a lot of times we take for granted that they just know. But the truth is, people need to hear that. My husband tells me he loves me a lot. And I swear to you, every time is more special than the last because love is something that grows. And when he tells me he loves me, it is more special to me than any gift could ever be. So use your words. So the next time you find yourself about to express feelings by giving someone the gift of food, stop and think about it. Is this really the gift that you want to give to express how you feel? This is just one opportunity of many we have to take back the power from food and express our feelings in more meaningful ways to those that we care about. Until next time, live with purpose, live with courage, and live with delight.